Alright, I've been trying to do this, trying to do it. So we're going to get it done now. I'll try to keep up with your comments and everything. So we're going to do the unboxing video for the Grace Little Rebel. And so the things that you're going to see mainly is there are 3 boxes that came along with it. So, and the extra 3 boxes that are in there are going to cover all your gift with purchases now through the end of the year. So you're going to get $1,300 worth of free gifts. One of the big things, which is great, especially for those of us who struggle with lighting, is you're going to get this 5-foot light bar with true LED lighting, etc. So let's pop that baby open and have a look-see at it. Maybe. So if you've been wanting and have been like curious and wanting to have an additional, extra bang for your purchase, this is it. Note to self, these boxes are held with giant copper staples, so a set of pliers would be helpful for that. And the Little Rebel machine is both a straight stitch sewing machine and you can put it on a frame. So you don't have to just stitch with it on a frame. Instructions, and then I will show you, because we're going to put all of this together, probably not right this very second, because I want to get to the next box. So this is the 5-foot frame that came with it. So you have your rails, and then here are your lights right here, and these are daylight lights, so you have True Color technology that's in there with that. And it's adjustable, so if you want to set it on the floor around your machine, you can place it there, or you can place it on the table. So you have enough here to be able to do either or with. So that's the light bar. If you're familiar with my shop, Noah puts my stuff together, so he will happily come in this evening, and he's been asking, when are you going to get that stuff out of the box, Mom? That's that. And next we have this box right here. Which is going to be more goodies. So gift with purchase with the Grace, with any Grace machine. So if you decide you want a Grace, but you don't in particular want this one, these gifts with purchase will come with all machines now through the end of the year. There we go. There we are. Okay, so in this box, there is a True Cut Sharp 2, which is a power rotary blade sharpener. So you can sharpen your cutting blades. Lots of packing. Oh, I can see this coming. a TrueCut 360. So this is a rotary cutting tool for circles or half circles. A TrueCut Comfort Cutter, a 45 millimeter for left or right hand. Now these are intricate because they have a track on here that you can set on your TrueCut rulers. They have a lip so that it holds it right up against the ruler to keep that edge perfect. So you get a 90-degree right triangle ruler, a 60, 90, or 120 kite ruler, a 60-degree ruler, this is a non-slip pad that goes up underneath your rotary cutting mat. So if you have a mat that slides on your table or something, you're going to put that non-stick up underneath there. These are mini quilt clamps. So these you're going to bunch on your so if you roll your projects to do your free motion, that's going to go on there. You can put them, as you can see, they have them on their thread. But these are 2-inch diameter. It keeps your fabric rolled and up off the floor. Another style of rotary blade sharpener. So that's going to come in the box. This is 16 spools of thread. Ooh, and they're variegated too. Look at that. This one's called Tropical Sunset. It looks like you have a solid black, a solid red, and then everything else in this box is variegated. So you can see the colors. Hi Sandra, how are you? So that is pretty awesome. Rainbow Survey, that's called Florence. Huh. Okay. Next up you get with that is going to be a 3x18 TrueCut ruler. A 6x24, well, let's turn it right up. 6.5 by 24.5, sorry. Refills for your rotary blade. This is going to be True Grips. These are little stickers that go on the back of your rulers to keep them from slipping around. If you already have Grippy, you can use that, but those do come with this. A 12.5 by 12.5 ruler, which is a great size. This one is a 6.5 by 12.5. Again, it talks about that nice raised edge that locks in with your rotary cutter so that it stays where it belongs. And I would assume, here's my brain assuming, but also keeps your fingers safe from those rotary cutting incidences. 6.5 by 6.5 ruler. And a 9.5 by 9.5. And last but not least, 5 count of blades to go in your brand new rotary cutter that's in that box. Woohoo! Now, all this to say, you also get the 4th box that comes with that. So you got 3 boxes of accessories and then a machine. If you buy a frame, then you have another box for your frame. In this one, we do like an assortment. It's the bestest ever. Options. We like options. Is you get with it a brand new TrueCut rotary mat to go along with all those other things. And this one has all the angles. It's a 24 by 36. This side it shows bias, true bias, crosswise grains, lengthwise grain. So if you are a beginner or sometimes forget, like me, this helps keep your grains straight and what you're going to do, as well as it marks the 45 and the 90 degrees right here. I like that it has bright lines. Right here it tells you 25, 30 degree, what degrees these are. 60, 45s. So that's going to be fun to put into use. Now, last but not least, open here. Keep the cushion should be this way. That's the way it wants to open. First up, we have the extension cable for the machine. This says Little Rebel Freestyle Creative. And in here is your foot storage container. These are going to be your extra needles and thread nets and cable ties and your cleaning kit. This is your on and off switch for free motion, because you can, this has stitch regulation on it, so that's going to turn your machine on and off. An instruction booklet, always very important. This is your toolkit for adjusting. Okay, some Allen keys, the ever handy tiny screwdriver. This is your timing key. So you get everything you need. This is your installation box. This is going to be the thread mask, screw, and power cord. Your presser foot, thread mask that we talked about just a minute ago. Put that down. What's up? Well, when you look at that, it's a machine. Right here is a Little Rebel training panel kit. We'll open that in just a moment. Plenty of silica packs to keep the moisture out, which are important. So if you're going to put your machine in a box, you need to have these little decusants in there to keep moisture out of your machine and prevent it from rusting. True and fact. All right, get all these things out of the way so you can get the machine up on the table. Currently working on Don't Tell the Boss. I don't know your boss either, so no worries with me telling you. And there she is. brand new one, or if you're halfway across the country, I can ship it straight to your door. You don't have to come into the store yet. Fold that up in a minute. Look at that. Yes! So it it has a massive amount of throat space in it. Hi Sandy, how are you? Christy. So there is 13 inches to the right of the needle. And I forget. Now I'm going to use my fancy schmancy ruler maybe. You have 8.5 inches of harp height here. So when it comes to doing your quilting at home on your machine, whether you're going to do ruler work or you're going to do anything, this machine is going to have the throat space for you. This is important to note right here. This is your eye. Hi Wanda, how are you? For your stitch regulation. So the machine only goes as fast as you do whenever you're moving it around. It does have an extension table. We're going to talk about that in this ruler work kit, not ruler work, practice kit. Okay. Speed regulation does not work during your free motion work or your stitch regulation mode because the machine is not going to go any. I know. You can get so much underneath this. And we are working with a company right now to get them to make a clear acrylic table for this. So you could have enough space out to this side as well. Not that this table that comes with it is not nice. It's great. It gets you started. Hi, Victor. How are you? It gets you started. It gets you rolling. All those things. Just from having the clear acrylic tables, I can tell you that for a base, there's not much better. But this gets you going right away, right? So if you are a bag maker and you only use straight stitching, this machine works for you. So now your workspace is gigantor. So you have plenty of room here to do all of the activities. Ruler work, free motion, regular straight stitching. The harp space on here is not so huge that you cannot do a large bag. If you're going to be quilting small projects, perfect. You want to quilt a larger project, perfect. Yet still. This is your inner workings right here. So you can see all really nice tight metal. Very little plastic. So it is definitely a place to get started at. And it goes on a frame. So if you want to quilt with it, if you want to put it on one of their frames, you absolutely can. The machine weighs about 27 pounds, so it's not too heavy. I am excited about this. This is going to be a lot of fun to work with over the next little bit, to get to know, to be able to have all the information to tell all y'all. About all of it. So much fun. All the things. And it does use, now probably what you could say would be the largest, might be a downfall for it, is that it uses round needles versus flat backs, but that's okay. I won't tell Dave. When you put it on a frame, you lose 3 inches. So since it has 13 inches here, then that would mean that you would only have 10 inches to quilt in. It also, Sandra, whenever you talk about how much you lose, every time you roll your quilt, you lose a section of that because your batting bumps up here. So when it comes to that. So since it's 13 inches, you only have 10 inches of quilting space, if that makes sense. It is worthy of being loved, Christy. Even if you're a person that is interested in just straight stitching and you want to do your own quilting, yes, you can add automation. Yep. Automation runs about $2,400 if you want to add automation to this particular machine. So you can do it in pieces. You can say, well, I want to do the machine now and the small Grace frame. So that's the 5-foot frame to get started. And that's going to run you about $3,400, including all the stuff that you got here and the machine frame goodies. And then say, well, later on, I want to upgrade and add a different frame and grow even bigger. You can absolutely do that. It's not hard. That is the brilliancy of this particular company, is all of their things work together so well. That's why it having the stitch regulation is so nice. You just swap out with this box or this box. This box right here, I believe. This plate right here, which is magnetic, snaps on, and this is what clicks on for the stitch regulation to come on. We're going to do some demos over it. This is just an unboxing video. We're just going over some basic fun stuff to note about this, because these screws come out. Toolkit. Christy, tell Dave that we're going to do an event the first week of December, and we'll have some of this stuff on special. So this just comes up with those 2 screws, simple screws right there. Put it on the right way for you. Put it on the right way. And away it goes. It drops the feed dogs. Everything sits in right here. It won't turn on right now because it's not on, but it snaps it into place. And you're ready to do free motion work. When you're done, all you do is take this, pop this off. And then you're back into straight stitch mode. Now they just came out with a mini home that's smaller than the Cutie Breeze. That's a new thing for, it starts shipping to customers next month. It's a little bitty tabletop frame. The brilliance of this right here is that when you're not quilting, you can fold your frame up really easy and set it aside, and you are ready to go with everything on a table, right? Storage container. Okay, now in this box, craft room size should never be limited. That's an unhealthy relationship if you're going to limit each other's craft area. So in here is 3 spools of different threads, larger spools for free motion. Then you have your large bobbins. Take a look at that. See the size of the bobbin. Okay. And a free motion panel to use. Not really free motion. And have some fun with that. To practice your quilting on. So you have enough to get rolling and practice with without feeling uncomfortable or like maybe you're going to ruin something. We all have it. Power cord. So I'm going to get this set up this evening, and then tomorrow we'll actually do some video stitching on it. Here's the, I mean, look at the size of the bobbin. So if you're used to your regular Brother or Janome or whatever bobbin, they look about almost half this size. Hang on, let me grab one. In comparison. So this bobbin holds about 70% more than a class 15. No, it's not. These are class M, and what is important to remember is M means more, L means large, M means more. And I love the fact that it has these huge for your cones, so you can use large cones right up here. That's what the thread mast is for. So all of it contained in one machine. I have 2 different colors. It has its own bobbin winder right there, so you can actually wind a bobbin and stitch with your machine, as it has its own motor. Take that with you. It's going the other way. So that is what's in the boxes. Now we just have to get it all set up and do pictures and demo videos and all sorts of stuff. I look forward to exploring this one even more. It's gonna be so much fun. Any questions? Just open the door. No. And anytime, if you're in the local area to Bluffton, just swing by the shop. You can try it out because we're going to have it set up in here, ready to rock and roll. Sandra, if you're talking about for adding into your long arm shed that you're getting, your she shed, and then decide what. And the reason why you would do it that way is because if you only have so much room for, let's say you only have an 8-foot room for an 8-foot frame, then you don't need the largest machine on that frame. However, if you have size for a 12-foot frame, then it's definitely in your best interest to buy the largest machine that you can afford. If it is a hobby and you're not going to do a whole bunch of it, get started with something like this. So, or with one of the Grace Company machines. We've got the Elite 21 with automation, runs about 13. And that's on a 12-foot frame. And that's more than enough to get rolling with. That's right. Go big or go home. I have that philosophy. I've got that in my it's not really a she shed though. It's like a third of the house. So, because my long arm fits in, it takes up a whole room in itself. So you just need to try them out and see which one you like the most. We did not get a frame for this one. We just got it as a straight stitch machine. Frame is next. But I want to get a larger frame and one, probably the 19, and put both of those on the 19 and an extra carriage with, so that we can put this one on and off for people to try. That's the goal. We'll see how that goes. Alrighty. Well, that being said, I am going to hop off now because I have to arrange and put all this stuff away where it belongs and get ready for trying it out. I don't get to try it out tonight. Tonight I have to do dinner stuff and laundry. Ew. I don't like laundry. I can see the sense of dinner, dishes, and all that stuff, but laundry is not my favorite. It's always ungrateful and it keeps getting, the pile just keeps getting bigger. So thank you so much for joining us for this, and stay tuned for many more demos and how-tos with the Grace Little Rebel. We'll see y'all later.